Right, so boom. Just like how I talked about some of the best opening lines in hip hop, I'm going to do the complete opposite and talk about some of the worst. For this list, I'm going to talk about 5 songs where as soon as the song started, the rapper said something that made me go, I can tell this song about to be whack. Just off the first line or few. It could be because it was a corny punchline or just something flat out whack to say. Don't forget to check out my list of 5 best opening lines in hip hop and check out the song See Though by Tay-Rax.
Been on the up now, you can see though. But I'm popping this clutch now, you can see though. Shawty a buzz down, you can see though. I'm on some real shit, but you can see though. Been on the up now, you can see though. But I'm popping this clutch now, you can see though. Shawty a buzz down, you can see though. I'm on some real shit, but you can see though.
Let Tay-Rax know if you enjoyed the track by hitting him up on his social media, and let me know if you enjoyed this video by liking, subscribing to the channel, and hitting that notification bell. Now let's get into it, y'all.
I love females that like to wear their toes out. Call me a fire hydrant, I bring the hose out.
The sad thing about this line is that I'm sure there are a lot of people that will say this line is not bad. I can already tell some people are looking at this entry saying like, why is this on the list? It's not even whack. Some of y'all may even think this fire. And I'm gonna say this, if you don't think this line is bad, you are the reason why Soulja Boy has been getting away with saying trash lyrics for so many years. Literally every punchline this man has ever said is something extremely elementary that an 8-year-old could say. If the first bar of your song is something as weak as call me a fire hydrant because I bring the hose out, that just lets people know off rip that this song is about to be trash and most likely full of rack bars just like it. And I dare someone to comment saying, you don't get it. He's saying a lot of hoes as in females, and also a fire hydrant uses hoes. And since hoes and hoes sound the same, the line works. I don't see the issue here. Just because a line makes sense doesn't mean it's good. And it's crazy how many people don't know that. A line can be a simple, straightforward metaphor and can still be garbage. Like one time Lil Wayne said, had a phone in jail, that's a cell phone. This line is very simple. Yes, it makes sense, but it's horrible. Both this line and Soulja's lines aren't even funny. It's just a line where as soon as you hear it, you think, what the hell? Like, wow, that was whack. There's literally no way to spin this line around so it can sound good. He could have called himself a fireman, a fire truck, called me a fire truck because I always got holes. Like anything. It's literally impossible to make this line sound good. The fact that the metaphor involved a fire hose is why it's whack, and it's gonna stay whack.
Turn my swag on, it's my theme song. It's a 95% chance that it used to be your ringtone.
Push a 10, anybody that love him. His head up his ass, I'ma have to headbutt him.
Oh, this isn't the only part of this entry, by the way. He said something afterwards that made it a million times worse.
It's me, LT, like when you heat butter.
I'm going to say this now, honestly, I'm not about to explain why Lil Wayne and Pusha T were beefing with each other. If you are interested in finding out, you can certainly look it up after this video. But this song, Ghoulish, was Weezy's diss track towards Pusha T. Now, after this song was released, Pusha said in an interview with Funk Flex that he thought Ghoulish was so bad that that's actually the reason why he didn't want to respond to it. Calling Ghoulish horrible, trash, every name in the book, saying that he's not about to waste his time responding to something so pathetic. And seriously, anyone who hears this opening line can tell it's going to be a whack diss if it's his head up his ass, I'ma have to headbutt him. And then this fool says, it's me LT, like when you heat butter. Now, the it's me LT part was a double entendre. For one, he was spelling / pronouncing the word melty. It's me LT, like melty. That, and it's also his initials. LT means Lil Tunchi. It's me Lil Tunchi. Now that part is actually really dope. But here's the problem. For a double or triple entendre to be fire, all of its components must be fire. You can't have one meaning make sense and be nice, but then the other meaning be completely stupid. The me, Lil Tunchi, me LT part is really nice, but the fact that he immediately followed it up with like when you heat butter took all of the fire out of this line. And truthfully, if I had a nigga make a diss track on me, well, I had the same nigga make 2 diss tracks on me because he loves me that much, I wouldn't even respond to him either. If he started the song with something like this, I wouldn't even bother listening to the rest of the song after such a weak introduction.
I like to get my while I'm getting high. Make a deep mouth, never get dry.
Now here's the thing with this entry. This is on the list strictly because of the context surrounding the line. For his XXL freestyle, Ty Dolla $ign decided to use a verse from the song Money Baby that he did with K Camp. Now, I don't have an issue with that in itself because most people just take a verse from a song they already have for their freestyle with Cypher. The issue is, for the regular song, this line worked. One, because there was no music video for the remix to Money Baby that Ty Dolla $ign was on. So if you're listening to the regular song, this line is not a big deal. This is why it's a problem. Usually for an XXL freestyle, people give themselves some distance between themselves and the camera. But this nigga Ty Dolla $ign is directly in front of the lens. This is the closest someone has ever been to the camera when doing their freestyle. As soon as the freestyle starts, this nigga is staring into your soul, giving you a detailed description of how he likes to receive oral sex. That's why I say the context is what makes it bad. The song Money Baby is whatever. Like, his verse is fine there because, like I said, there was no music video. Before his freestyle, the second you click on the damn video, he is like 3D coming out of the computer telling you he likes to get his dick sucked. People always clown YK Osiris and his freestyle because at the end when he was like winking and snapping his fingers and people were all like, ugh, this is so uncomfortable. I feel like these people have completely forgotten about Ty's freestyle because his is so much worse. Literally the top comments on this video are, I feel like I'm being molested, or just everybody saying how uncomfortable it made them. It's bad enough that we gotta hear you thoroughly tell us how much you like getting head, so the last thing we want is for you to stare into our spirit while you're telling us.
When I met you, I admit my first thoughts was a trick. You look so good, huh? I suck on your daddy.
I've always heard about this lyric. I've heard the lyric way before I heard the song as a whole. There have been so many people saying Biggie Smalls was like hella suspect, and the more you listen to his music, the more moist lyrics you will find. And I shouldn't have to explain why this lyric is so bad. I think Biggie himself was the only person that enjoyed saying this and he didn't want to take it out. But what makes it worse is that this is the very, and I mean the very first line in the song. You start this song by saying your girl looks so good that you will perform oral sex on her father. I don't know if this nigga was trying to flex and say, oh, your girl don't look as good as my girl. Does your girl make you want to have sex with her dad? No? All right then. Like, what you mean, no, all right then? Like, boy, why would you even formulate a thought like this? Even if your girl is that fine, even if that's truly how you feel, keep that to yourself. Why would you put that in a song? The very first line of one of your songs at that. The song Me and My Bitch in general is not that great, and to me it's easily one of the worst songs on his first album, which is the complete opposite to his song Suicidal Thoughts. The opening line of that song I put in the 5 best opening lines video. So hearing a lyric that's as deep as that one is really refreshing because earlier in the album you had to hear this nigga open the song with,
when I met you, I admit my first thoughts was a trick. You look so good, huh? I suck on your daddy.
I was born with a in my brain, yeah, in the head.
Now, truthfully, this song has grew on me a lot. Eminem's Relapse album has several bad songs, and I used to think Insane was the absolute worst of the worst. Like, this entire song is filled with just disgusting imagery, incest bars, and just a lot of unnecessarily strange lyrics. Granted, Eminem did that on purpose because the whole album is purposely filled with this crazed persona. But in order to get you ready for how gross and weird this song is going to be, the first line Eminem says is, I was born with a dick in my brain, yeah, fucked in the head. Now, the reason I think this line is weak is because it's not clever or funny. Of all the ways he could have described how demented he was, or how crazy he was, or that he's insane, of all the creative things he could have came up with, he settled for, I have a dick in my brain. This opening line has always been just a shaking my head moment. This song overall has grown me a little bit, like I said earlier, but my opinion on this opening line has always stayed the same. This was never a clever bar to me, but I guess since I don't have a dick in my brain, that I won't understand how fire this line truly is.
Outro, outro.